It's time to move and be moved by the savings you'll find at Team Mazda. Choose a new 25 Mazda CX-30, Mazda CX-5, or Mazda CX-50 and get 2.9% financing for 60 months. It's time to experience Mazda at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
And we are back.
Johnny just made that trip. He was walking past.
He sure did.
I did.
Moseyed on over.
What are you doing? What are you doing over there in the traffic?
Just looking at that I-12 thing, man. We had a fire earlier about 5:30 this morning.
Yeah.
And put it out. All lanes were blocked, and then one lane was open. And so those backups started early, and now with the rain and the morning drive rush hour, even with schools out, and some schools out, some schools are back.
They are. It was weird, man. And I've got kids all over the place. All of them I'm aware of, just so you know. I know them. But yeah, but even two of them with different spring breaks, so to speak. One was off last week, another one off this week. So yeah, to your point, yeah.
I know some of the spring breaks, like I know in Texas, they have it the week of Easter. You know, ending. They go back Tuesday after Easter.
Right.
And that's where one of my kids went back Tuesday. But I had a whole another one who started their week off this
All
week,
to say that especially with the wet weather, if you see the flashing school zones lights between now and 9, heed those warnings, even if you think that school may be out.
What does it mean to heed?
Heed?
Yeah, to heed.
Heed,
I hear a lot of
heed. Look it up.
No.
Heed.
I'm afraid of what's going to pop up here.
Listen,
Headed to
follow,
H-E-A-D.
to follow.
H-E-E-D.
Yes, heed caution, follow caution.
Caution. Heed.
Yes.
I know what it means.
Well, I would like to go to Tahiti.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tahiti?
Where's it come from?
Yes, that's
You been
exactly.
to Tahiti?
Ooh,
Not yet.
take
No.
us
It's
there.
on the
90s
list?
This Morning road trip.
No, we got to tell you what it is.
Who we got to
What?
convince?
Another Europe trip, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
You doing a Europe trip?
Yeah,
Oh,
not
fun.
anytime soon.
Ooh.
Well,
Never
listen,
been.
going to Europe sounds great right
great.
now because the weather here is not that fun.
No, it sucks.
Not this week.
Get your daughters back from their different trips and get
Man.
show and tell.
I'm
Not
living
to come
through
on
my-
and show us pictures.
I'm living through my girls right now. Yeah, exactly. I got a pair of them in Europe right now, France and Italy.
And the weather's seemingly good there.
Yeah, it's great. No, the pictures I've seen are fantastic.
Yeah.
Love it. Great. Thanks for. So yeah, they're having a ball. They're having a ball. Having a blast.
What a great experience.
Yeah, it is.
Lifetime of memories.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly what it is. Out there with friends and school trip, and so it's really cool.
Well, we don't have Europe, but we have
No.
a ton of things going on
Yeah, we
this
do.
weekend. We've got Jazz Fest that kicks off today.
Oh, that's right.
Festival Louisiana kicked off yesterday in Acadiana. You've got the Italian Festival at Tangipahoa Parish.
Yeah.
There is so much
Is
happening.
this Crawfish King week?
Next
No, that's
week.
next.
Next week,
And
okay,
so,
the
oh
second,
my
May
gosh,
2nd.
you've got the Roaring Pour at the zoo like next weekend,
Yes.
and the Crawfish Fest next
Live
weekend.
After 5.
Live After 5, all this
Every
stuff.
Friday.
2 weekends
So,
of Jazz Fest starting
Rain
tonight.
is perfect. I mean.
Yeah.
2 weekends.
Yeah.
But look, we love a good puddle. We could just put on a poncho, make it work. But in
Could.
terms of lightning, that's when we can't rain,
do
dance, and
outside stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely. And
canceling.
we're going to deal with it for about another 1 to 2 hours. Then we'll get a break. Through much of the day, it'll end up being dry.
It must be dry.
We got to get rid of this one batch of rain, which unfortunately none of the models picked up on. I mean, we're flying blind right now.
Well, it's a good thing. Apparently, it's not mowing weather, which is good because even if I had a working mower, I couldn't get out there.
What's the update on that? You were waiting.
What's the part? You're waiting on a part from what, China or something?
I don't know where it's coming from. Mars.
Probably.
Mars. This
Probably.
thing.
But
It's
you
called
ordered
a-
it like 2 months ago?
Well, it's
3?
called a Magneto, and this thing is $19. $19. And I called the place just yesterday to get an update.
Yeah.
And it was June. I kind of laugh because it's
Given
funny.
March, so that's when he found out about
Yeah,
this.
and now it's possibly early July.
No, okay. Anyone with a 3D printer, if you were listening and you
telling
know
you.
what a Magneto is, could you just print one
Well,
for Matt,
you
please?
know
The
what?
only Magneto I know of is an X-Men.
That's
I mean,
exactly right.
Apparently.
When I first made that call, and I'm like, I need an X-Men for my
Apparently.
mower.
Yeah, you're gonna need
one. We
Wolverine.
can go take it out of a little Cessna. There's Magnetos and Cessnas.
Well, that's the thing. And I asked, I said,
Oh.
are they universal? Now, obviously, they're not. And she offered to give me just yesterday a part number, so like maybe I could look it up on the
Sure.
Amazons. And she's like, I don't know if I would trust. And I'm like, I don't.
Yeah,
that's
until yours
right.
comes in, we
That's
can
accurate.
give you a part number.
I like that, Johnny. You know that little airplane Cessnas have
yeah.
magnetos.
Oh, my man does.
Yeah, he
Check
knows.
those
You can go to the
magnetos,
Cessna. You can
burn that carbon
extract
off.
the Magneto, give it over to Matt. The plane's not going to take off,
No.
but
Right.
his lawnmower might take off.
Right.
All of a sudden, you just
Well, the little
What's
single
wrong with the
engine, 200 horsepower or less. They've got
200
two
horsepower
mags.
on
They
your
got-
lawnmower,
they
you'd be
got
like,
two-
Oh, my God.
They got two Magnetos, so we actually could take off
turbocharged
with one, but I
lawnmower.
wouldn't fly with one Magneto.
Yeah,
Right,
I wouldn't
so
want
you
to
got a
either.
couple?
Yeah. If the battery dies in an airplane, you're okay, or that one. And but if mags go out, nah.
We got you, Matt.
That
We got
sounds,
you
that
covered.
sounds awful.
Well, it doesn't
You're gonna
look
be
like
flying
you'll need
around
your
in no
mower
time.
anyway.
See, you didn't know when you flew with me that day?
I
You
threw
didn't
up.
ship me because we
Batteries
didn't
and
fly.
everything.
I know.
With you in
yeah.
the plane. We checked the
threw
mags.
up the whole time.
We checked
Oh,
the
no.
mags.
Anyway,
Did you say we
that's
check
the
the
word
bags
I'm
or
looking
we
for.
check the bags?
That too.
check
Don't check
the-
the bags. It's gross.
Yeah.
Give us the forecast because it is raining now and it's going to be raining later.
Do they have those bags on the Cessna?
I don't even
You
know.
just kind
but
of stick your head out
Put
the
the
window.
bag over the head
I've
because
got a
it's
baggage
raining.
compartment. I'm going to put you in.
Yeah,
Little
put the
bit of-
bag over your head because it's raining.
Put the bag. I'm a Jets fan. We live with bags over our heads. Let's get a live look outside. Can we? Yeah, there it is. You can see the downtown area, but you can also see the wet lens out there. It is going to be a wet start to our day, no question about that. And the computer models just did an absolutely horrible job. None of them picked up on this whatsoever. 71 degrees out your door, nearly 100% relative humidity. Now, for the most part, what we're dealing with here are not severe thunderstorms. We're not seeing any severe thunderstorm watches or warnings. That's one less thing to worry about. But the one thing that we are concerned about is right now in West Baton Rouge Parish, there is a flood warning there. So I would say if you live between Plaquemine, Addis, Bruley, going up towards places like Irwinville and on the west side of the Mississippi River, in that lane right there, that's where you're going to see those heavy downpours over the next hour or so. And that's where we're really starting to see the rain pile up. Now, it's not heavy in the rest of the viewing area. I would say as you go east of Baton Rouge, that's just mainly light showers, a couple of nuisance showers up along I-10, I-12 going out towards Hammond. Hammond is sitting pretty out there right now. But again, in between Baton Rouge to Lafayette, especially across the Atchafalaya Basin, that's where we're seeing the heavy rain. Going to hear a couple of rumbles of thunder. I'm sure a couple of them woke you up earlier. And there you see down to White Castle. White Castle starting to clear it out just a little bit. But in between Baton Rouge, Grosse Tate, we're seeing the heavy rain and downpours definitely pile up. Behind this, though, there's not that much developing in the western part of the state. So this is not going to be an all-day rain. As a matter of fact, I would say once this wraps up, which should happen around, I would say between 8 and 9 a.m., then we're going to see a break of several hours. That's what the HRRR says. And then it might not happen until later in the afternoon, between 3:30 in the afternoon, that's what you're looking at here, to about 6 p.m. We'll get another round two, as it were, of a couple of heavy downpours. But again, not expecting severe weather. Otherwise, we'll have a high temperature in the mid-80s. And again, we might even see a little bit of sunshine later on this morning after we get this one cluster out of the area. We've got early showers this evening. Then we go right back down to zero. Lows will be in the upper 60s. I snuck in a little 10% on Saturday. That's not going to spoil your plans. Saturday, Sunday are still really much on the dry side, and they're definitely on the hot side. The name of the game is just to avoid the 90-degree mark. We'll see if we can do that. We do have a couple of days we're going to be right around that mark at 7:10. Let's talk about how this weather is affecting your morning commute. Johnny.
It is. It's definitely gotten traffic a lot slower. That combined with an earlier wreck on 12. Still has 12 kind of jacked up a little bit. This is the wreck on the side of the road near O'Neill, right past O'Neill. But your backups start in Denham Springs, and some of that's due to the weather, morning rush hour traffic. It is breaking up a little bit here and there, so not completely stop and go. If you're going out toward the airport in New Orleans, though, about 70 minutes is your drive there. Denham Springs to Baton Rouge, we're down to 35 minutes. Not abnormally slow for this time of morning, to be honest with you. I'll keep an eye on all that for you. You can see coming in from the west on 10 eastbound, have a lot of slow traffic right here through Port Allen from right around LA 415 to the LA 1 on-ramp. Some of that's due to the bottleneck that happens when you have that on-ramp traffic trying to get on the interstate to come into Baton Rouge. There's our overlay from Jared's radar, and kind of zoom out a little bit. What we're not seeing is a lot of rain down on the Bonacary Spillway or all to the New Orleans area, at least not yet. So your drive to New Orleans, once you make it past Sorrento, should be pretty dry, at least for right now. A couple of wrecks working. There's one on Blackwater Road. Have another wreck right here on Hoosier 2 at 3 bars, and an abandoned vehicle on Old Jeff at Piku Lane. So just be careful when you're out and about this morning. 7:11, it is WAFB 9 News Now. We do it every morning at 7. They do it again at 3:30 in the afternoon and at 9 o'clock. Everything you need to know in about 12 to 15 minutes. We'll be right back.
Just before 7:13, a couple things to follow. In fact, actually going on right now, happening right now, Liz, a blood drive. It's all about supporting a couple of first responders.
So if you're near the airport today, make your way to the Baton Rouge
Yeah.
Fire Department. They're hosting day 2 of a blood drive, an urgent need to replenish supply. Remember, that needs to be there when they need it. And we've got 2 local law enforcement officers who sure could use it right now. Point Coupee Parish Sheriff's deputy who's recovering from an injury on the job, and we've got a Baker Fire Chief who's recovering and dealing with leukemia right now. So if you could help, please, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. today and tomorrow.
Hey, from first responders to lawmakers back at the legislative session today, it's just reps. The Senate is off until next Monday, right? But they got a few meetings going on with House members today.
Our Capitol correspondent will keep an eye on these committee meetings and get you that update later today. If you're interested in getting maybe some home inspiration, keep in mind the Parade of Homes is coming back for a 2-weekend stretch. If you're curious to see what's inside these beautiful new builds, well, you've got a great opportunity.
Matt Venezio was live this morning with the good folks over there, taking a little bit of a tour of one of the 40-plus homes you can take a tour of. Interested in seeing a little bit of it? Check out his stories right there at WAFB.com and your 9 News app. Hey, if you are listening to us, hearing us inside of a Louisiana zip code, you can get some tickets at a good price today for Jazz Fest.
Yeah, Thursday kicks off the 2-day extravaganza for the discounted tickets. This Thursday and next Thursday, anyone with the Louisiana zip code can get those discounted tickets. But Jazz Fest goes on for 2 weekends. We've got 2 weekends of great music. Lenny Kravitz is coming into town. I know a few people who are making their way for that. It's going to be a good festival.
They have a lot of good ones lined up. I think if I heard correctly, the Dave Matthews Band is going to be there too. I hate to sound naive. Is it always 2 weekends? I thought it was
they
one.
expanded it a while back. Yeah.
Wow.
And so they figured out we just need to do
At
more.
least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, a number of years ago.
That's Louisiana. We
Good
love
stuff.
to elongate our celebrations as long as we can.
It's a great venue. It
It
definitely
sure
is.
is. And weather dependent, you split your differences.
If it's truck savings you're looking for, then that's what you'll find at Team Toyota. Like a new Tacoma for just $299 a month. Or get 2.9% financing on a new 25 Tundra or $3,000 customer cash. You'll find these savings and more right now at Team Toyota. I-12 at O'Neill.